Students, this is Miss Young. This video is going to help you make a scatter plot of the data from the Potato Lab. We haven't done this before, so I figured this would be kind of useful. So your end product is going to look a little bit like this sample that I have here. You're going to be inputting your data into a Google spreadsheet, and then I'm going to teach you how to pop this up, which is a scatter plot with a trend line. All right, so here we go. First, you need to log into your school Gmail account, your ID number at seq.org, and then your password is your first and last initial, and then the 6 digits of your birthday. Once you've logged into Gmail, you can access the sheets in this kind of like 9 square icon on the top right. You're going to go to Google Drive. So if you click that, your Google Drive may be empty. It depends on what your teachers have been assigning you, but you're going to go here to New, and you're going to make a Google Sheet. The first thing you should do is you should come up with a title for your spreadsheet. An appropriate title would be something like Potato Lab Data Analysis. And since I'm going to be getting this from multiple groups, give me your group name, like Team Scotty Dog. All right, so I'm just going to pull, you know what, I'm just going to pretend like you didn't see this. Okay, so let's say that you have filled in all of your data. You're going to write down the salt solutions. Everyone's going to have the same salt solutions on the left. And then you and your group members are going to fill in your initial mass and your ending mass of the potato cores to the right of that. And then once you have all of that written down, you're going to highlight that selection, and then to make the chart, you simply go over to this icon right here, Insert Chart, and it's going to pop this up. Don't worry about the recommendations, just go to Chart Types, and then you're going to scroll down. We're going to be doing a scatter plot. So you're going to scroll down until you see the word scatter. Here we go. All right. Now, in ideal circumstances, your initial masses should have been identical. That means that all of your potato cores would have been identical in size and mass. But because we live in the real world, that probably didn't happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to just plot it, and then we're going to use a line of best fit. So one straight line that goes through kind of on average what the trend is in your data to see where these two lines are going to cross, because where they cross is where you're going to be able to tell how salty your potatoes are. All right, so once you've picked scatter, you're going to have to customize your graph. The automatic title that they give you here is not a good one. So I want you guys to come up with an appropriate title and type it in here. Doesn't really matter about any of these actually. You can change it if you want, but you know, it gives you some options for text and size of your font and your actual font choice, but you can keep it the same if you want. Then you're going to scroll down a little bit more, and you're going to get to label your axes. So the horizontal axis is the x-axis. So I want you to come up with an appropriate x-axis label here. All right. So that's your x-axis. That's horizontal. If you want to label the y-axis, you just drag down from this menu. I don't know why they call it left vertical, but that is the y-axis. So then you're going to type in your y-axis label here. And again, all this is just going to automatically happen. You don't actually have to save it every time. You're going to scroll down a little bit more, and then you're going to see this word series. So the series is basically the blue circles and the red circles. So one series is going to be for your initial mass, one is for your ending mass. Now, this looks all fine and good, but down here, I want you to actually add something called a trend line. We're going to assume that the trend line should be linear, so a straight line. So you're going to click linear, and what you'll see is a line of best fit that goes through, on average, what your scatter plot is. Now, it's going to bounce out a line here on the key for the trend line. You don't actually need that. So the label for the trend line, you can just click none. All right? So that's for your initial mass. Now, if you scroll back here, you get to choose and toggle to your ending mass. So if you click on the ending mass, you're going to do the same thing. Again, you can change the color, you can change the point shape, whatever you want. all of that is kind of unnecessary. Just go to the trend line, and again, we're going to click linear. All right, so here we go. So we've got initial and ending mass, and you've got your trend lines. Then you're going to click insert to put it onto your sheet. Now, if you made a mistake and you want to change something here, like for example, I forgot to take off this part of the key. I don't really need the trend line in the key. You can click on this button here and go back to Advanced Edit to make any changes that you want. So if I'm going to delete that part of the key, I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to change this to ending mass. I'm going to scroll back to the trend line, and I'm going to remove the label again. Just like that. All right, so you're going to leave this the way it is, and then the really important thing is once you're done, you need to share it with me so I can print it for you. So you're going to click on that share button, and then you're going to type in my email address, dyeung@seq.org. And then you're going to send it to me. Make sure that it says that I can edit it because I'm going to copy and paste it into a doc, and then I can print it for each of your group members. All right, if you have any questions, go back and watch the video. Otherwise, I will see your graphs in my Gmail account.